Very happy and good evening. Welcome back to the post-tea session. I'm not speaking now, don't worry. I'm getting the hand. So I'm quickly here to introduce the next speaker. And I wanted to introduce the speaker in person because he's just not a speaker, he's a wonderful human being and my mentor. And I always believe that, I'm sure he's one of the guiding, he gives a lot of inputs in terms of these words of technology, analytics and to the branch. So I'll take a quick minute to introduce Rafiq sir. So C. Abdul Rafiq is a fellow member of the institute and passed the CA final in 1985 and CISA exam in June 1995 and DISA of course. He has been in 30 years in the profession and various roles of CFO, CIO, IT implementer and IT consultant. And more importantly, sir has special interest in data analytics and COBIT and one of the expert reviewers of ISACA guidance notes as well. So on that brief note, I'll quickly give the mic to Rafiq sir. Before I do that, may I quickly request our member to give a small floor, if okay, to welcome Rafiq sir. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm back. I'm delighted to be here, back again. But I'm reminded last year when we held the Information Technology Summit, we had a very good friend and mentor, Babu General, and he's no longer with us. I remember every time, maybe we would have gone to hundreds of seminars and conferences. And in fact, last month I dreamt that both of us were going in a conference in an international flight. And we were in the train to catch the flight. And when I was just about to get down from the train to go to the airport, I found I had not bought my passport. So Babu General went away, but I had to come back because I did not have the passport or the visa. So it looked like maybe it just a question of time. I was just thinking, if you look at from a journey from birth to death, we come into the world vertical, and after some time we learn to become horizontal, and over a period of time we learn to become vertical, and we spend the time being vertical, and again we gradually become horizontal, and then horizontal we go. So from earth we come and from the earth we go. But what is important is we did not decide when we are going to come, and we cannot decide when we are going to go. The only time we have in our control is the time with us, which is now, because we don't know whether we are going to be here tomorrow. With this background, I want to dedicate this presentation to my friend Babu General. And he always used to constantly tell me that I speak a lot. He said, don't speak too much. Show the software, show the demo, show the techniques. And I decided to change. And this time I'm going to speak very little. Let's say we've got about 40 minutes, probably I'll just speak for about 10 minutes. And then I want to take you through a journey of different techniques of how you can use data analytics. Okay? So the best way to experience technology, to see the magic of technology. That's what I thought we can do. And I think this conference is aptly titled Tantragna. So I just look at what is Tantragna means. We're talking about techniques, practices, etc. And Jnana means knowledge. And as chartered accountants, we're all supposed to be Jnanis. And we're supposed to know how to apply that Jnana. And the only field in which our Jnana is not good enough is in the domain of information technology. Because still something which doesn't seem to attract us, doesn't seem to be even that I think is seen right at the student stage. With a lot of great difficulty, we brought in information technology into the CA student syllabus, and with quite a lot of ease they actually removed it from the CA syllabus. So information technology is something which is not really, we are not very friendly with information technology, but although we are pushed to use information technology. Broadly, I am going to talk about four broad areas. What is data analytics? There are 6 key questions. Most of you would have talked about, right from the morning, would have heard about the importance of data analytics. And most of you, I am sure, you are well conversant, or you could be using data analytics in your own way. And the second thing is compliance and assurance. What is the need? You know that we are being pushed to use technology in most of the compliance and assurance assignments because of the e-filing, e-governance and various other things. The government is doing this. So whether you accept or not, knowingly or unknowingly, you have to accept use information technology for online filing of report, returns, everything you have to do online. So you have to know technology to that extent. And what I would like to spend most of the time is on the part 3, which is the demo of different techniques. And that's why we anticipated some issues. Narasimhan told me in the morning that there are some technology issues. So I came with a backup laptop and now it seems to be working. Let's see how the best we can resolve this. Because very particular that I want to show you the technique so that you can experience, we can actually walk through some of the examples. And the last part is, okay, all that we have heard is GAN. What next? Like long back you remember, when the battle of Mahabharata, when Arjuna asked Krishna to take him to the midst of the battlefield, where armies were facing each other, and he asked him, can you stop so that I can survey the army people who are fighting with me? And he stood there, and then he became despondent. He left his arm and bow and arrow and said, I cannot fight. There is a, what is that? This particular scenario has got different dimensions. Far, far away in the palace, Sanjaya is sitting with Dhritarashtra. And Sanjaya has been gifted with the Divya Shakti. He can see what's happening in the battlefield. And Dhritarashtra is very keen to know what's happening in the battlefield because he is listening with one perspective, that his son should win the battle. Okay. Now Sanjaya is communicating what is happening in the battlefield. Okay. Now if you look at this, Krishna is giving the Gyan through the Bhagavad Gita, and now there are 3 or 4 listeners. 4 are the listeners. We've got Dhritarashtra who is listening from Sanjay. We've got Sanjay who is listening to Krishna and Arjuna, and we have here Arjuna. And we also have Krishna who is listening to Arjuna because it's a two-way conversation. So there are 4 people listening. And how many people are speaking? Dhritarashtra in the whole Bhagavad Gita speaks only one sentence. Okay. Sanjay intermittently he speaks, at the end of it also he speaks. And Arjuna keeps on asking questions at different levels. And Krishna is the one who keeps on listening to the questions, also gives him the Gyan. So at the end of the Gita, 18 chapters, Arjuna says, my mind is clear, I am ready to fight. Okay. Now I just want to ask you one question. In this particular dimension, there are 4 listeners. What is the perspective from which each of them are listening? So if you look at Arjuna, what is the perspective from which you are listening? What type of a listener would you say he is?
Active listener.
He is an active listener. He is listening so that he can act. Okay. Now if you look at Sanjaya, what type of a listener is he? He is only listener for, he is not listening to apply. He is listening to communicate to Dhritarashtra. Now Dhritarashtra, what type of a listener is he? He is an aggressive listener. He is not interested in listening. He wants to listen to only what he wants. Are my sons winning the battlefield? Other than that, all the Gyan, whatever Krishna gives, goes above him. Now my only question to you before I start the presentation is, what type of a listener are you as far as information technology is concerned? You are Arjuna. Great. So if you are Arjuna, then I am ready. I am not a Krishna. Okay. But we are ready to start the journey. Let's get started. The first thing, anything you want to learn, they say you need to ask these questions. The same thing you need to ask about the data analytics. What is data analytics? Why you need data analytics? How you need to use data analytics? I would like to focus more on how. Where all these things most of you already know. What is data analytics? If you have to take the shortest definition, this is what it is. Inferring insight from information. That's what data analytics is all about. Why do you need data analytics? The fundamental of this one is most of you think Excel is a data analytics. Excel is an excellent tool. But as a CA, you should know that there are various tools. And you should know what tool to use when. There is a friend of mine in Delhi who keeps on, who is an expert in Excel. He gives 3-day training on Excel conducted by CA Institute. And he says, and he also is supposed to give data analytics. He says, sir, मैं Excel में दिखाता हूँ, VLOOKUP दिखाता हूँ, filter, pivot table, like that. He shows so many things. And there are so many places where you have to do complex things, and he shows 15 minutes, he does all the circus, and shows them. Participant said, बहुत अच्छा है, it's very good, you can do so many things. Then after that, you use the data analytics software, and 3 clicks, he shows the result. Then essentially, this is the power of data analytics. Excel was not designed from the perspective audit. So it can be used to a great extent, but you should know they are much more powerful than that. And then he says the example, मैं उनको बताता हूँ, देखो पहले एम्बेसडर थी, एम्बेसडर स्टार्ट करना तो एक पाइप डालते थे, उसको स्टार्ट करते थे. अभी कैसे स्टार्ट करते हैं कार? खाली प्रेशर बटन के लो. अभी एम्बेसडर में कुछ फीचर्स हैं, वहाँ भी मंजिल से मंजिल जाना था. ओके, यहाँ पे भी जाना है, बट कैसे जाते हैं? What are the features available in एम्बेसडर? And let's say BMW or any other new car. And that's the difference between Excel and data analytics software. Now, do you want to still use Ambassador? आपकी मर्जी. So it depends on what you want to use. Okay. So So there's no doubt that data analytics software has got various features. Whether you use data analytics software or not, that's not the issue. What I want you to do is learn the perspective of how you can do data analytics with the data. So this is some slides which I borrowed from a friend who's in Chennai. He's a young CA who provides services exclusive to data analytics. And he says this is the type of analytics services he provides. In revenue services, he can do demographic analysis, customer segmentation, profiling, sentiment analysis. All these are different types of, he specializes only in data analytics, using excellent data analytics software. And how to use data analytics? This is what it said. Primarily, this is what you're looking at. Identify the bottleneck requirements. Now, the data analytics can be used from different perspectives. Now, you can use it for compliance and assurance, which is what I'm going to focus on. He uses some point of the management. How can I improve services to customers? There's an entity which has got a large amount of data, but they don't know they have some issues or problem statement. How can I solve their problems? That's where he brings in the perspective. Understand the data sources, collect the data, extract, load it, transform the data as required, query and data profile, and analyze and come to a conclusion. This is some examples of how data analytics could be used. So I just want to bring this slide rather than bring the normal slide to just give you a perspective that data analytics is a special science, is a special expertise which most of us can learn very fast. Now the question is, before we start, we should know where are we headed in using IT. There is a famous story, Alice in Wonderland, you must have read long back, where Alice came to a particular point, asked the cat, where does this road lead to? And the cat asked, where do you want to go? She said, I'm not sure. Then he says, it doesn't make a difference. You can take any road. So in the case of information technology, when Sachi talked about digital strategy, I think we need to ask the same question. Where do you want to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 1 year from now? And can you use information technology as a driver of making the transformation of that particular change? And this is why this summit itself is named as digital transformation. We are not looking at transition, we are looking at transformation. How can we transform the way we provide our services, enhance productivity? That's what we need to look at. All of us though, I think most of us were above 50 or around that. You know that when we wanted to audit, we used to get various types of colors of pencils. I also started with that. Okay, and different pencils were used for different purposes. There are different types of ticks. Now the question is, although 20 years have passed, 25 years have passed, is our approach still in the pencil era? Okay, so and are we ready to move from ticks to clicks? This is what is important. When the data which is available in manual form has shifted from physical format to digital format, we should learn how to make change in the mindset. And this is where you need to remember, now we are all talking about digital businesses and they require a digital platform. So if you look at compliance and assurance, I've already said, now this is the most often repeated statement, data is the new oil. Now the question is, for whom? Is it the new oil for you? Is it running the engine for you? Is it running your car? No. You are only feeding the data by putting information on Facebook and Google search everything. So whatever data you are creating is for somebody else to make money. But you have the most extensive amount of data with you. Can you leverage that particular data? Do you know the power of the data which you have? So also, we are custodian for the data which the client has reposed with us. Are we protecting the right data? So now let's come to the demo. I said 10 minutes. Within that I completed the first two parts where I want to focus mostly. Where I want to give a brief overview. Now let's look at some of the demo of the audit test. What type of test can be performed? So this time I decided I think I'm just going to focus on some specific tests. I have some sample data which I'm going to show you. Some of the data is, most of the data is anonymized. Okay. So these are practical cases which I've done. Okay. And these are only some of the cases. Not in regular practice. I do only consulting on data analytics and also develop data analytics software. Probably I spent more than 10 years on developing data analytics software. Let's get started with this. Most of you know about this. This is there's one of my friend who is in Dubai who started a business in India. He started somewhere in 2008 and now he's got notice from the VAT department for 2013, 14 and 2014-15 that he has not filed the C form, there's so much of deficit, and then his CA didn't appear for the case or there's some communication gap, they put a heavy fine on him. So one of the things I said, using data analytics will help him to resolve and find out issues where C form received, where the cases C form is not received. So I thought I'll just show you two cases where one, in using Excel itself you can do it. Okay, now if you look at this data, what does this data contain? This data contains, some of you are familiar with Excel, this is the data of C forms which has been downloaded from the web website. Okay. Now if you go to the next one, this is the C forms on the web website. Now this is for each of the years we got the data. Now this is the data, we use the formula, using data analytics, you can also use the pivot table for this. We want to say what are the C forms which are available online for how many forms have been received for each of the years. This is how we are able to do. Using pivot table we can do, or I'll also show you how we can do using data analytics software. So based on this we got a clear idea. Okay, for example the total turnover as per the sales register for the last 5 years. So instead of taking the 2 years for which the notice has been received, I said let's attack all the 5 years so that we get all the things up to date. So we said the total year turnover is about 498 lakhs. The total C form is got about 380 lakhs. So which means there is a shortfall of 118 lakhs. Now the biggest problem is to find out who are the parties who have not given the C form, follow up and correct them, and then follow up with the party and get this one. Get the C forms and file. So these are all the C forms. So then we segregate into year wise 13, 14 and 15, 14, 15, and then we did the analysis. Okay, now let me go to the specific case. Okay, now let me open this file which I want to analyze. So I'll first start with the let's start with the sample demo. Okay. Now if you see, I thought we will pick up these particular cases. First case, I have got about 25 cases. Let's see how many we can cover in this time. Okay, these are the audit objectives and the audit tests. Okay, first thing I have got this data. Now this pertains to an NGO for which we did them an assignment through one of our friends. So this data I have sanitized so that we are not able to know who it is. This is for an NGO. They have used the software, internal software. Okay, based on that we carried out this data. This data is for the period 1st April to 30th September 2019. Okay. Now they wanted us to convert this data into Excel, Tally. Before converting into Tally, we have this automated solution which they convert the data from Excel into Tally. Okay, but the data has to be validated and ensured whether everything is correct and complete. Okay. So the first thing is I need to get an overview of the data. How to get an overview of the data in Excel? How can you get an overview of the data in Excel? What is that when you mean by overview? I need to know the count, I need to know the sum, then I can filter and pick the data, I can apply the pivot table. Like that I can do various analysis and get an overview of the data. Okay. Now this is an example of a data analytics software. I will show you how you can do the data analytics, how you can get an overview in a few clicks. Here I then go to column statistics. Okay, now you see here, this has column statistics for numeric, date and character data. So I'm just going to say that I want for all numeric statistics, I want only for the amount because numeric serial number doesn't make a difference. Okay. There is a problem here. Okay.
The OK button is coming.
Yeah.
OK button is below that.
How do I?
Tab.
Yeah. Control tab. Okay.
Control tab.
Okay. In spite of all our efforts.
Yes.
1 minute. Let's see how we can get this below.
Can you rightly press and disable the hide the tab? You can hide the start menu. Right click. No, from the left side.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
Okay, this is what the problem. No, can you change the resolution?
No, it will have it.
Task manager is
Sorry.
Taskbar settings. Taskbar settings.
Taskbar settings.
Last one. Yeah, down. Yeah. Just
yeah, just click on. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
It will take a minute.
Yeah. See, this also shows that nobody is an expert in technology. I know so many things about data analytics, but there's so many things I don't know.
Is it an add-on to the existing Excel? Sorry,
Which
I
one?
got this time I
Yeah.
Is it an add-on to the
Yes.
existing Excel or? Is
Yeah.
it
See, there are various types of data analytics software. One category is there is the independent data analytics software which you can use. You can install the software and you can use it and have its own database. That database could be accessed or SQL.
Normally, confusion what I get is when I Google it out,
Hmm.
where they will ask me to put the data and I can choose whether I want a graphs here or other thing. So I'm not very comfortable putting my data or my client data into somebody else's server to get this thing. In what you are doing, it would decide in my system.
This is an add-in to Excel. So it means
it's an add-on to my
it is added to your Excel.
I'm
So
not
it's
sharing it with anybody.
no,
My data is in
no,
my
you're not
Excel.
taking this. There are also cloud-based data analytics software where you can upload the data and do your analysis. Even Power BI has got that particular feature where you can download Power BI and install it on your Excel and then it's available free also. Okay, there are also Power BI online you can subscribe and you can do the data analytics. This is a simple software. My idea was to see that most of you are familiar with Excel. With Excel, can you enhance the power of Excel 10 times? And this is what you want. Now, I just wanted to look at this perspective. Now, as workers, I wanted to look at this data. This is the data in your sheet. What is the inference you can draw from this? Now, if you see here, total average all records is 0. Why? Because the amount is given as debit and credit with plus and minus. So, which means we know that 0 means all the transactions, debit and credit is correct. Okay, it gives the total number of positive records, number of negative records, total number of rows. Okay, it gives the number of zero value records. Which means what? They also pass the entries where zero value. Now in Tally I can pass zero value, but it doesn't have any meaning. So it means I need to remove this data. They also got some data where they got blank records. Because it's an industrial NGO, some of the entries are passing for currency transactions which they are using for their purpose. But for as per the accounts is concerned, that doesn't have with this one. So all this 378 plus 16 have to be removed. It also tells me what are the distinct number of records, which means unique records. Although there are 9,157, there are 4,215 unique entries. Okay. It also tells me what is the sum of this maximum value. You say it runs into crores. Minimum value, they also pass entries for 1 rupee also. Okay. Absolute value, net value, range, variance. Now another interesting thing. Now you see many times you get Excel data and you want to do the analysis. Now they would have done the formula. One place you would have gone and changed. Now Excel highlights that by putting a mark. Okay. But the question is if you have got 10,000 rows. Somebody has done that somewhere in 9,000, you may not be able to recognize it. Now in this data analytics, when you run statistics, it runs through the whole column and tells you these are the places where the formula is not consistent with the existing this one. Okay? This one simple thing.
Sir, what is variance?
Which one?
Variance is very huge. Variance.
Yeah, it depends on the type of data. In this case, it's meaningless, sir. Because we are not looking at variance. Because see, there could be one entry is passed for 1 rupee, then another entry was passed for 10 lakh rupees. So we are not really interested in variance, sir. If it is applicable, for example, if I am applying the rate, purchase rate. For the purchase rate I am applying variance. Then I can look at it. Okay, here it is not meaningful. So same thing I am going to do now. Again, let's see how we can get this.
Just simply take the highest data and the minimum lowest figure. The difference of it is showing us variance data.
Yeah, there is a particular formula based on which is computed. It's not just based on the lowest, highest and lowest. It's computed based on a particular format. Okay, now I just say load properties. Now if you look at this data, now this I said, now I just want to look at this data and tell me now for each of the fields, it's giving me what is the total number of cells, what are the distinct cells. Okay, so for date, there are 339 dates. Okay, there are 565 number values, 6,652 numbers, 678 character fields, and there are 10 character fields which are user IDs. So it gives me at a glance the statistics for the particular columns, each of the columns. I think I went to a different file altogether. Okay. This is the file we're working on. Okay. So now for this file, if I apply the property, I just want to show you, see if I just click on column property, that's what I have to do. It should be able to compute the column properties and give you an overview. So these are all the fields available. I just say load properties. Now if you see, you got the data here. For serial number, it tells me for each of them, for serial number, how many valid cells are there, how many blank cells are there. Like you see, for amount, there are 378 blank cells. Also type, there are no blank cells. At one glance, I know, okay, what is the validity of the data, whether all the fields are valid. Similarly, if I go to the one more thing called row properties. Now this tells me for each type of data, okay, what the data is available, and I can navigate to that particular data quickly. For example, I want to go to, let's say I want to see the details of 800th row. I can directly, it shows me the values for each of that particular value, that particular row directly. So it means I can directly go. For example, I got Excel sheet, it's got 20 columns. I can show this, I can see this horizontally for each of the values. Let me see whether I can do the statistics, because I want to show statistics for the date field. Now I am coming to the date field. Okay, so for the date field, it has got so much of statistics. Okay, I say okay. See, not like they say, no, it's not about the data that you have, it's what you can do with that data. Now just look at it, I just did 2 clicks. With that, let's look at the type of information I can get from the data. What is that I expect to get? I expect to get the total sales month-wise for each of the months, and also sales day-wise. Now if you see here, once again, total number of records, number of earliest date. Now you can also use the concept of cutoff period here. It tells me in the data which you got, what is the earliest period, what is the latest date. Now this data, as I know, I said it's from April to September. Now it gives me what is the number of records from each of the months. I can also see the pattern. It looks like November, the hit a peak in terms of the entries. Okay, compared to this. Now you also see for each of the days, I also see the number of entries that are passing on each of the days. What do I find here in this case? It looks like the accountant is busy on Saturday and Sunday also, although it's a holiday for them. Okay, so this, it also gives me number of cells with inconsistent formula. For example, in date field, some of the formula is wrong. It gives me that particular information. Okay, this is about the basic concepts about the statistics. Now let's come to the next, where we go a little further. Verify with the debit and credit tally for each virtual number. Okay, now tell me how are you going to do this? I got this here. Now here if you see the fields, I got the amount. Okay, the phone is, what I want to know is, this is the voucher number. For each voucher number, there can be a number of entries. There can be 2 entries, 3 entries, like that. There could be 100 entries also sometimes, 1 entry. I want to know for each of the voucher number what the total amount is. In this case, what should happen? It should be 0. Okay, that's what I want to do. How will I find this? I can do through a pivot table also. I'll show you how I can do through the data analytics software. I'll just go here. Now what is that I want to total? Just follow this logic. Now same, if you understand the logic, it takes only 2 minutes to understand the logic. You can apply this for, you can say if you apply the pattern of 80-20. This is a common one function which is used most commonly. What is that I want to do? Based on the voucher number I want, and I want total of the amount. Correct? I also want the count and the percentage. That's all. I selected the data and then I say okay. So what is the result I expect? In data analytics, it's very important that you know what is that you're looking for, and then you choose the right input. Now here if you see, it tells me for reference voucher number 1, there are 3 transactions, which means there are 3 rows, and the sum is 0. Okay, now there are so many, how many rows are there? There are totally 2056 rows. I don't have the patience to go through each of them. I want to know, are there any transactions where the amount is not equal to 0? So it tells me there are no, because there are about 12 blanks, because we had blank data also. It's very clear that there is no this one, so which means 100% I got to know that the amount, there is no this one, amount is 0. Okay, next, I want to know which voucher they pass, what is the number of entries, maximum number of entries. So I just go here and a single click. Okay, again another click. Now it shows 86008 one voucher. In one voucher, he has passed 92 entries. Why did you do that? I want to see the details. I just double click on this. I should be able to get to know all the 92 entries which has passed. Okay, this pertaining to professional, this one or that. This could be pertaining to salary and so many other deductions. So like that I can get that information pertaining. So with this, what is the test we performed? We found out the debit and the credit tally. Now if you are doing Excel, how do you do this? As I said, we can use a pivot table, but it has its own nuances. Verify that all transactions entered have values or zero. This we already seen. In statistics itself we have seen whether the transaction is zero. Analyze number of transactions as per account or ledger name to identify maximum or minimum number of transactions. That also we have seen. Through this itself you know for each of the vouchers what is the maximum minimum number of transactions. Identify and group transactions as per the cost category and the cost center. Now if you look at the data, I got some transactions which have got the cost category. There are few transactions which don't have the cost category. I want to know for each cost category and cost center what is the amount which has been entered. Okay, so let's perform. I use the same function. Now just look at this. I am going to do it two ways. I am going to select the cost category, cost center. What is the total I want? I want the amount. Okay, and I have to click OK. So what does it give me? For cost category, it tells me for each cost category what is it, and this will be copied in Excel because there are two sheets. This will be Excel, it will create two sheets in Excel. Now if you see here, this is the cost center. For cost center, what is the number of transactions? Which means out of the 9,157 transactions you saw, there are 4,556 which have got no cost center. Okay, similarly if you see here, now I just want to do this, I can do this in Excel itself. I can see the total number of entries passed for each cost category. Same way I want to do based on the cost center. This for the cost center. On the right side, okay, I selected only this one more for the cost category. Okay, same way I can just say I want to see. Now there are 4,828 which are blank. Now you see there is one sponsorship. There are about 1,099 entries based on this. So I'm going to get a good perspective of this. Now it did classify based on each of this category. Now what I would like to do is I want to know within cost category, inside that you got a cost center. I want to group it based on that. Can we do it? Now in this case, same function with a small change I am going to do. Okay, so here I am going to, this one, I want based on the cost center and I want it grouped by the cost category. Okay, now see the difference in the output and I want sum of the amount. Now this should be able to tell me, give the data for each cost category and inside that cost center. Now if you see here the data, in this case what does it show? Classified cost center. There are so many cases where cost category is there but cost center is not there. Okay, these are cases. There are about 3,810 entries where both cost category and cost center are not there. Okay. Now if you look at the places here, in this case, so there are so many places where the cost center itself is not there, which means one of them is only available. Cost category is available or only cost center is available. Now in this case, you tell me whether I can pass this entries in tally. No, it's not possible to take because if you want to pass entry for cost category and cost center in tally, I need to have both. Otherwise I cannot pass the entry. Okay, now let's look at this one. This we have seen. Now let's see, I want to know as per each transaction type, what are the number of entries which are passed. How do I do that? Now I think you should be experts by now. I am just doing one function, I just picked up classified. Okay, so what is that I wanted? I wanted to know for each transaction type. Okay, what is the number of entries passed? So using the same function, I can do multiple types of analysis. Can I do it for subledger type? I can do. I can do for any character type, I can use classify. If the value is numeric, then I can apply summarize. Okay, now if you see here for each of the transaction type, it gives me, I want to see for which transaction type, what is the maximum number of entries. See, you got this 101 BSF, there are 3,305 entries. This seems to be one favorite where a lot of entries are passed. It also gives me the total value. Okay, so if I am doing the audit, it helps me to focus on a specific area. For example, there's some account which pertain to expenses or pertain to grants received or grant expenses I can focus on that and pick up details. For example, I want details of these transactions. I just double click, I can extract only the transaction of that, and then I take in Excel and I can do the analysis as required. Okay, now this gives me the data for that particular entries. If I want in Excel, I just click here, it will be saved in Excel. Okay, let's close this. This I have told you this is possible. I do duplicates in cost category, is it possible? I got the cost category cost center. In Tally, I know that I cannot enter transactions if there are duplicates. Okay, if there are duplicate cost category, I cannot create duplicate cost center for duplicate cost category. What I would like to do is I want to identify whether there are duplicates. Identify duplicates. I need to come to this. So you should select, it's important that you select the right sheet. Okay, I come here. Now what is that I want to do? I want to identify duplicates. See, you can identify unique ID, can remove duplicates. There are so many things I can do. I just want to show you one thing. How can I do this? For all the cost category cost center, what is that I want? I wanted cost category and cost center, and in the display I want only cost category and cost center. Okay. Now I want summary, otherwise it will give me all the details. This one, let's see what happens here. What do you expect the result to be? For each cost category, it's able to tell me what are the number of transactions which have happened. So it means I know this is a cost center which is a duplicate. This cost center is cost category is blank. So it means at a glance I know these are places where they have got cost center. There are, let's say, 183 entries where they got cost center but cost category is not there. Or vice versa. I can go through the whole list and there's one that I can find out. Okay. Now I want to find out which are the unique entries cost category cost center. I can say identify unique, so it will give me only the unique cost category and cost center, and then based on that I can decide what additional cost category and cost center is to be added. Okay, let's go to some other examples. This is interesting. This will combine with data analytics with Excel, and we'll see. In the first case, what we did was we did analysis. Now this NGO has got both foreign currency transactions or non-foreign currency transactions. Okay, and that is identified by the last identifier which is given in the F or N. Okay. Now if I go here, I want to pick up all transactions only of F. I just select. No, if I select here F. Now if you see here, I got all transactions which belong to F. Okay, I say okay. I got this data, I want to segregate this data and copy into a new sheet. How do I do that? Copy and paste. Instead of that, what I can do is here I can say extract visible cells. Only the visible cells. Let's say you've done a lot of analysis, filtering, so many things. Now you want to extract only the data and paste. Now you see it has created that particular thing. Now if you see here, this is extracted only that 5657 cells. Okay. Now this is not exactly what I want to show. Now I want to show you what is that I can do here in this case. Yeah, now let's come back to this. What I would like to do is, we'll just do another 3 tests. These are important tests. What I want to do is, one is there's a trial balance. This actual case which happened for my friend, and now the auditor finished the audit. After this, the accountant had passed entries and he sets a new trial balance. The auditor wants to verify what is the difference between the trial balance which I received earlier and now. Okay, is it possible through data analytics I can find out that? Okay, through VLOOKUP you can do circus and get that one. I'll show you how simple it is to do data analytics. Other thing I also want to do was, now we found the debit and credit tally for all the transactions put together. Now the challenge is, between F and then has he passed the entries, which means one leg of the transaction is foreign currency, another is in non-foreign currency, we are not supposed to do. Can, as an auditor, if I am doing the audit, can I find out that? Now when combined together I found everything is tallied. Now I want to segregate. How do I do that? In this case what I do is, I use the same classifier but I will do a small thing. I will call it as, let's say, currency type. I am just going to use Excel itself here. In Excel, we got something called, what is that? I want to remove the last character. There is something called right. Okay, I pick up right. See, the best thing if you want to learn Excel, use this effects. When you use the effect, the command comes. What is that I want to do? I want to pick up this particular cell, cost center. Okay, number of characters I want to pick is 1. Okay. Now I say okay. Now something went wrong. Let's see. No, I think so you did a pickup. No, I had to pick. No, I picked the. This is what I had to pick up. Okay, transaction type. I come back here again. What, or I can just directly give the cell number. What is the cell number?
D.
This is D. Yeah.
D.
Okay, so here I just go and change it to D2. Done. So in Excel, what do I do if I have to copy? Now this copies all the transactions, F and N. Okay. Now this is where the power data analytics is. Now if I apply the filter, now you see the magic here. You got F and you also got S. What is this? S is not supposed to be there. Okay, let's see what is S. So here you got 2 entries which are belong to S. So you got 101 BS. Now based on, because I already done the analysis, no, instead of BSF here given as BS. Now how did the system allow, we don't know. So this is an error we found. Okay, now this is not what I want to show you. What I want to show you was, now based on this, without doing anything, I should be able to find out whether the debit and credit tally for each type of a transaction. And if he has passed that, I want to know which part of the transaction is F, which part of the transaction is N. Okay, can you do through Excel? If one is an expert in Excel, maybe in 10 minutes he will figure out how to do it in multiple ways. Okay, because one thing is sure, anything is possible in Excel, either through the function or through the macro. But the only thing is the time. Do you have the time? Okay, now I'm going to use the same function. I come to T-CAAT. Okay, what I want to focus is the technique. What are the data analytic techniques you can use? And you can use it in multiple ways. Okay, you should know how to use. What is that I want to do? Now you should tell me, you should guide me what I should do. What is that I want to total? I want to total based on what? Based on voucher number. Okay, for each voucher number I want to total. And then I want to total the amount. That's right. Now in this I want to group by what? Group by the currency type. Okay. And then after that I have to just say what? I have to just say okay. Now let's see the magic and see whether we are able to find out what are the transactions and where there is the difference. So this should be able to give me for each type of a transaction, whether F or this one, for each voucher type, voucher number, it will tell me this is F, this is N. Is it done?
No, okay, 1 second.
Yeah. No, it's not finished.
Let's press
No, all done.
One minute, where did it go?
Last.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what I got now. Now if you see, for each transaction type, I have got the sum. What do I have to find if there is a difference? If there is a difference, this should be what? Not equal to 0. No, this is a percentage. I want to go to the not equal to 0. This tells me what are the transactions where the debit and the credit doesn't tell. Now if you see here, one leg is in F, another is in F. Now here also if you see, this part is in F and another one is in S. So here we got blank, we don't know what has happened. And here again if you see, so at one glance I am able to know what are the transactions which are passed in F and N, then I can directly go and attack those particular entries. There are about 29 entries. Some of the blanks also have come, but I know exactly there may be about 20-25 entries where the problem is there. I can sit with the accountant and resolve it. Now if I was doing it through Excel, can I do this? It might have been possible, but it would have taken a long time. So let me do one last test. No, the two tests, I think I will pick up two. Okay, one is the trial balance. I also want to show you one that the C-form comparison. Okay, let's pick up this trial balance. Okay, now I got this trial balance. This is what I told you. This is the TB which was the auditor staff had verified everything, and based on that they got this particular thing. And now you also got this. Now this is the software. I will not give the name of the software. This is not Tally, is another software from which they exported the data and they got the data like this. Okay. Now this is the latest trial balance. Now if you look at number of entries, there are 347 here. In this case, if you see, there are 345 entries. Okay, so it means there are 2 entries. It's not just a ledger number. It could be possible some have been deleted, some have been added. Now if I go here, now here this includes the group total also. For that we have done some analysis. I just go and select only the ledger name. Now I got the ledger name. There are 272 ledgers. Here I come to this one, and I do the same thing. Okay, here I select the ledger name. Okay, now here I got 274. That's all. There are 2 entries. Okay. Now if you look at the closing debit, just look at the closing debit 750, 67, 227. Here also 750, 67. Now if you come here, if I look at the closing credit, it's 750, 68, 827. So it means there are some transaction differences. Okay. I want to find out the difference between the two. How do I find out? One is through VLOOKUP. I can do analysis based on that particular thing. No, I don't have time to do the VLOOKUP. Without that, I should be able to do. So in that case, what do we do? So I go to T-CAAT, and then I have a function called analysis compare. I want to go to compare files. So what do I want to compare? I want to compare. You should be clear about what you are comparing. There are 2 sheets. First one is this. Second sheet is this. Okay. Now what is the column I want to compare? Can you tell me? It's the name. Clear? Now there is a problem here because the second sheet is not coming. Okay. Let's see what is the reason. Okay, so if you see the last this one name, here it given us group. It's important when you want to compare, the column name should be same. Okay, we save it. Okay, now I come back here. Where were we? I come to analysis, comparative files. Now I just want to tell you so far, did you find any difficulty in understanding how the software works? I am just giving you a demo of one software. There are many software which will work in the same way. Okay, I select the second sheet. See now immediately when tallies you get to the folder. What is that I want to compare? Name. Okay. Now what is that amount? I want to open this one. I want to focus on the closing debit. I am not bothered with this one. I select the closing debit and the closing credit. This is what I selected, and I want to find the difference. Difference closing debit and closing debit. Difference closing credit difference. This is what I want to find. Okay. Now it should be able to go through all the 347 rows or about 10,000 rows, whatever number of rows is there. You should be able to make a comparison and tell me which are the rows where there is a difference. Let's see the result and then get an idea how the result comes. The same way C-form comparison also I will not show. C-form also compares in the same way. I got the totals from the GL, I got the totals from this one. Now tell me, now that you got this information, this is the count based on for each of the name of the ledger. It tells me how many times it has come. So in this case, ledger name is supposed to come only once, so we know there is no difference. We are focusing on what? This particular area, what? Difference. So here, I want to find out which are the accounts where there is not equal to 0. See, these are the 4 ledger names where the transactions have been passed. Okay. Now it would also be possible because I took the first ledger as a base. It could be possible it's coming other vice versa also. So in that case, what I can also do is I can say here what are the accounts which are not equal to this one. So I find the differences. Okay. So this is how I can actually compare what will be the number of transactions. I can do a quick data analysis based on this. Okay. So if you remember, if you go back, okay, now this is what we said. We can split the negative and positive into 2 columns. I think there is a simple function where what a column I got, 1 column is there. I can split it into 2 columns, negative and positive. Verify the debit and credit tally for each voucher number. This we already done. This we can also do. How can I do this? Can you tell me? I just use the same class A function for the voucher number and sum is equal to 0. Not equal to 0 means it is not tallying. Now I want to create a link of the files. All this work I have done. I want to create a link of the files. as a part of my documentation, I just go here and I say I want to create an index sheet. For all that analysis, what are done, what are new sheets are created, it creates an index sheet with the link. I can directly go to the particular sheet. Not only that, you can create this link even for the folder. So you create all the working files, everything you put in a folder, you want to create a link, you can create through this particular test. Now I want to go to the audit test, I can go to the audit test. Okay, this is how we can do the. You can also harmonize the data like that. There are multiple things you can do. Compare, see we have done. Okay. Now let me come back to the presentation. There are 2 points which I want to communicate. Are you able to see? Yes. Okay, so what is data analytics all about? All the data is available in abundance. In fact, they say now we are flooded with data but starving for information. As CAs, we should know how to harness the power of the data and convert this to information which is useful for the management or which is useful for that. For that, it's important we should know how to apply thought to data, and this data analytics is all about. How we can apply thinking to that particular data. Anybody can click and get that information, but clicking correctly, selecting the right data and drawing inference from that, that is what is most important. Now this where I wanted to give some example of Form 3CA, we don't have the time. So if you look at even Form 3CA, what information you want, you can extract whether it's tally or anything. So what next in data analytics? In data analytics, if you want, what is important is we need to develop critical thinking, which most of us CAs we know we already have. Now we need to apply critical thinking to information technology and the data. Narasimhan Modi was talking about mindset. Okay, he said mindset, skill set and tool set. Now these are three useful sets. We know if you want to use data analytics, first thing it starts from the mind. Okay, then we can develop the skills using the tools which are available. There are plenty of tools available, there are no depth of tools. What I gave you is an example of one particular tool. The future depends on what you do today. That's what you need to remember. Now I just wanted to tell you what is that you see here?
Two people, first one father.
Do you see what do you see first?
Father.
You see the glass? Yeah, you see the glass, and then after that? Now the question is two people. Now the question is what perspective? Which did you see first? That shows the perspective which you generally look at. And whether you stuck with only one or you are able to see two. Now if you apply to data analytics, management sees data from one perspective. As an auditor, we bring a different perspective, and that's what is most critical. So I remember, we'll close it. Ramdev said, no? Baba Ramdev says, करने से होता है, योग करने से होता है. Which means what? If you want to learn yoga, you have to do it. So similarly, data analytics, सीखने से होता है, okay, और करने से होता है. So only one करते हैं. Which means what? You start doing it, you learn it. So there is no doubt. The only thing is you have to take a decision. Yes, I'll master data analytics. For example, the data analytics techniques I showed you. If you give any of your staff probably in 1 hour, I can train them on this. And they can be maybe 50%, 60% productive than what they're doing. So if you spend about let's say about 6 hours one day training, you can enhance your productivity by more than 200%. It doesn't require anything. But the important thing is whether you let your staff learn it or you will learn it, because if you are able to learn it, then you can train your staff and say this is how you can do. Okay? So I started with the objective that I will give you some practical demo of how data analytics could be used. I hope Babu Chandran is happy with this presentation. So thank you very much.